The Danish royal court has long been renowned for its ability to blend ancient traditions with the fresh currents of modernity. However, the onset of 2024 proved truly fateful for the Kingdom of Denmark. Barely had the Danes accustomed themselves to the festive roar of New Year fireworks, when the entire country was stunned by an unexpected announcement from Queen Margrethe II. After 52 years on the throne, a record in Europe at the time, the monarch declared her abdication. At 83 years old, she took a step that marked the end of an entire era and ushered in a new one. Her son ascended the throne as King Frederik, and his wife Mary became the Queen of Denmark. In her New Year's speech, broadcast nationwide, Queen Margrethe II admitted that her many years of reign and recent health issues had prompted her to reassess her life's priorities. Mentioning a back surgery, the Queen firmly stated that on January 14, 2024, exactly 52 years after the passing of her father, King Frederik IX, she would relinquish the throne in favor of her eldest son. "I have made this decision with a heavy heart, but I sincerely believe that the right moment has arrived," said Margrethe II. "The time for my reign has passed, and the future belongs to the new generation." Thus, Denmark embraced novelty. Subjects and experts alike unanimously noted that the departing queen was not just a symbol of the nation. She was appreciated for her extraordinary closeness to the people and her ability to speak with compatriots without royal arrogance. It can be said that Margrethe II made the Danish monarchy even more popular by adapting it to the 21st century. Now the main intrigue lay in how the new king would perform, drawing on the legacy of his legendary mother. The streets of Copenhagen were filled with jubilant crowds on the day Frederik was proclaimed king. Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen delivered an official speech from the balcony of Christiansborg Palace, announcing a new chapter in the history of the Danish monarchy. Thousands welcomed the new king and his spouse in a solemn procession. Television channels from various countries broadcast the moment when the young, by royal standards, 55-year-old Frederik stepped out to the public under flashes of cameras, holding Queen Mary's arm. The marriage of Frederik and Mary once embodied a true fairy tale. She, a native of Australia with Scottish roots, and he, a Danish prince of blue blood. Their romance began during the 2000 Sydney Olympic Games, when both, as the story goes, accidentally ended up in the same bar. Subsequently, the Danish press adored this story for its simplicity and sincerity, and Mary became one of the most popular figures in the royal world. Today, Frederik and Mary face new challenges, living up to the nation's high trust, strengthening the authority of the crown, and of course, maintaining harmony within their own family. The coronation was the culmination of January's events. King Frederik delivered a speech in which he referred to himself as the King of Tomorrow, uniting all the inhabitants of the Kingdom of Denmark around him. Following ancient tradition, Danish monarchs choose a ruling motto. The new king proclaimed, "United, devoted for the Kingdom of Denmark." In March, the king and queen, as per tradition, went on a family ski vacation to Verbier, Switzerland. Subsequently, there was a series of solo appearances by Queen Mary at official events after returning from Verbier. Her absence from her husband's side was noted at 3 consecutive events, including during a visit to the Museum of Freedom in Copenhagen. In April, they appeared together at Fredensborg Palace for a reception celebrating the birthday of Queen Mother Margrethe. The media immediately noticed Mary's warm glance toward Frederik and the king's cheerful demeanor. Moreover, at the end of April, the palace published their first official portrait as king and queen. Frederik was depicted in a ceremonial military uniform, and Mary in an exquisite green lace dress. The new queen wore the legendary emerald tiara, part of the Danish crown. Only queens have the right to wear it. The couple stood shoulder to shoulder, a symbol of calm and stability. This gesture of visual unity impressed many. Family ties were further strengthened when, in honor of Princess Benedict's 80th birthday, the sister of the former queen, photographers captured the entire family. Frederik and Mary were at the center, surrounded by relatives. The photograph, filled with genuine smiles, supported a new wave of positive sentiment in the Danish press. The next step was Frederik and Mary's first television interview after the coronation. It took place aboard the royal yacht Dannebrog in early summer. The spouses emphasized that the upcoming period of their reign would involve both preserving traditions and being open to change. The king recalled how nervous he was when stepping onto the Christiansborg balcony on the day of the coronation. Mary, he acknowledged, watched this moment with bated breath and immense pride alongside their children. "We haven't chosen a precise route, but we are confident in the right direction," the king shared with journalists, clearly hinting at their readiness to move forward through any difficulties. Mary echoed her husband, stressing the importance of working together for Denmark's prosperity. Demonstrating a special historical connection between the two kingdoms, Frederik and Mary chose Sweden for their first state visit. They were received by King Carl XVI Gustaf and Queen Sylvia, with whom the Danish couple had long established warm relations. Luxurious dinners, official meetings, and a ball at the royal palace were complemented by emotional moments, such as a public kiss that quickly spread across the media and social networks. The success of the Swedish trip boosted the royal couple's confidence. Soon after, they visited Greenland with their children. Their joint photos against the backdrop of majestic icebergs look particularly touching. In June, Danes collectively congratulated the king on his 56th birthday, and he greeted the people from the balcony of the royal residence in Amalienborg. As expected, accompanied by Mary, the press even noted that the spouses dressed in similar pink tones, emphasizing their visual unity. They soon traveled to the island of Bornholm. Continuing their series of regional visits, the king and queen strive to personally acquaint themselves with the lives of ordinary Danes, support local communities, businesses, and environmental initiatives. And although Mary occasionally traveled without her husband during this time, for instance, she brilliantly performed in Brazil, visiting the Amazon and meeting President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. In October, the royal couple returned to Europe in time to participate in the celebration of the 25th anniversary of the establishment of the Northern Embassies. This significant event brought together representatives of all leading Scandinavian royal houses. Alongside King Frederik and Queen Mary, guests included Crown Princess Victoria and Crown Princess Mette-Marit of Norway. The joint appearance of Scandinavian royals, despite various internal problems and crises within each family, demonstrated that the northern monarchies value mutual support and are ready to stand together in the face of challenging times. A noteworthy highlight was that Mary wore the earrings she adorned on her wedding day 20 years ago. This symbolic return to the past did not escape journalists, who immediately noted that the Queen emphasized her loyalty to family heirlooms and the memory of that magical day. These are the main milestones of the new reign in 2024, the change of monarch, social receptions, diplomatic missions, all fit into a short period between January and December. King Frederik and Queen Mary have stated that they do not see a clear map for the future, but firmly follow their chosen course. During this period, they have already shown that they can be a team despite the pressure and public attention. "We want to be the royal family of tomorrow," emphasized the king, "but without losing the values that my mother passed down to us. United, devoted, for the Kingdom of Denmark." It seems that this formula, no exact path, but the right direction, has become the motto not only for King Frederik but for all of Denmark. Entering a new era with optimism and grandeur.